These are my char-grilled oysters with green garlic butter. I've got some Wellfleets here. These are wild. You can also get some farm-raised. Farm-raised is gonna be a little bit more uniform, cleaner. Wild, you might find a little bit of, barnacles or things growing on there. Scrub them really, really good and then get to shucking. So when you wanna shuck, you're gonna turn it over and look at that flat side. And usually towards that tapered end is your access point. You're gonna take your little knife here and kind of get it in there. And what I like to do is press down at the very end. See that right there? Kind of like twist it. It's gonna open. Before I even get it completely open, just kind of run that oyster knife. That's gonna release it from that top, right? Clean off your knife and then just kind of release it from that muscle right there, and you're good to go. I've just got a dozen there, but I like to tell my friends, one time I went to a bar in New Orleans, Dragos or Dragos, however you want to say it. They're famous for their char-grilled oysters. And I ordered a dozen, and I thought that was gonna be enough. And then I was like, done with that, ordered another dozen and another dozen. 4 dozen oysters on my own at that bar by the end of my session. And I call it a session because I was drinking and, holding court. All right, so I'm gonna make this green herbed butter for you. Some butter in there, parsley. That's the green, along with some scallions. I just like to break them down to size, even though my food processor's gonna do some work. A little bit of lemon juice and lemon zest, garlic, and some Italian seasoning. And if you like, you can add some red chili flake. I usually add that to my Italian seasoning at home anyway, and just pulse it. Really blend it all the way together. Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna move this around. Now, you always hear those stories and you wonder if it's ever gonna happen to you if you're an oyster lover. You go into some place and you order oysters and you hear the story of someone cracking open an oyster and finding a pearl. It's happened to me twice. And I actually took them to jewelers, and they're actually little tiny pearls, but I was just so excited about it. I like to add in some salt, just a little bit, especially if you're using salted butter, and then crack in some black pepper. Okay, and everything's gonna blend in. All right, let me show you how beautiful this is. Like I said, perfect for things that come out of the ocean, all right? Parsley, scallions, lemon zest, keep it nice and bright, some lemon juice, garlic, Italian seasoning. What is not to love? Smear this on some fish and put it into like a parchment pouch, but instead today, right on top of our oysters. Okay, let's bring these babies up, all cleaned and shucked. And then I like to use 2 spoons and just get some butter out. As you can see, this is enough butter for that day at the bar. And I'm using my baking rack. Now, the baking rack, if you'll notice, it's upside down. So the little foot or the feet are facing up. So instead of putting these directly on the grill and one by one taking them, it's nice to just old tool, new trick, your baking rack. Now I'm just gonna make a very quick topping. Some panko crumbs, put in some parsley. This is some Parmesan cheese. Mix that up. You might say, cheese and oysters? Of course. Have you ever heard of Oysters Rockefeller? Now, Oysters Rockefeller is way more involved. It's gonna have like some sauteed spinach beneath it and a different topping, but this is an easy way to get that oyster flavor on the grill without doing a lot of work. Let's give it a little toss. And then just kind of come in and right over the top. All right, so I've got my grill now screaming hot as you can get it. 500, 600 degrees, whatever works. We're gonna put this right over the direct heat of the grill and just cook it until everything is nice and bubbly and golden brown. Now I'm putting them in a plate filled with like some coarse salt. That's just for plating. Also, it's nice to prop them up so that they're not spilling everything out. And a lot of times, salt will allow you to kind of nestle them in there like that. This is a great end of the summer celebration, kind of ushering in the new season. All right, and then at the very end, just some lemon wedges. You could serve it like this or just hook everyone up before It gets to them with a nice squeeze. I'll just take this one and eat it. Cook's treats. All right. Nice squeeze of lemon at the end. Look at that. Herbed butter, so easy to make. You don't even need a food processor. You can just like blend it in a bowl with a fork or get your hands in there and mix it up. Ooh, hot. This is how you serve it, okay?